Wouldn't it be great if you knew what an interviewer was thinking in your next interview? By knowing what they're thinking, you would be able to maximize your answers so that it plays to what they're looking for. In this video, I'm going to take you through the 5 things that an interviewer is thinking but won't always tell you. And by knowing this, it is literally going to be your secret weapon in your next interview. Before we start, just to quickly introduce myself, I'm Judy Bullymore, employment specialist, dream job coach, and creator of the interview story impression technique. Okay, straight to number 1. What an interviewer is thinking but won't always tell you in their invitation to interview. And that is to be genuine. Seems so simple to say, be genuine, but what I see time and time again, and what interviewers tell me, is that what they're really looking for is to see the person behind their resume, behind the CV, and behind the application. In fact, their interview questions are all designed to cut through what you might have said so that they can actually test whether you're being genuine. The reason why they need for you to be genuine is what they don't want to do is offer the job to somebody who can't actually deliver. So it's in their benefit to work out, are you being genuine? Can you do what you're saying that you can do? So if they even glint that you might be kind of hiding behind who you truly are, whether you're faking it, whether you're not being genuine, then they will pick up on it. They will pick up on, but unless you're a really good actor or actress, they'll pick up on it. So being genuine is actually really, really important because we're all energy. You can kind of sense, how often can you sense when something's just not right? They're not being themselves. And you know that saying, just go and be yourself. I know it's easier said than done, but in an interview situation, it is actually really, really important. So be yourself, show them who you truly are, and be genuine. The second thing that an interviewer is really thinking and looking for, but wouldn't always tell you, is that they really, really want you to sell yourself. And not just kind of say that you've done X, Y, and Z. They want you to, in fact, they're giving you a free pass to just sing your praises. And it's, again, a bit like number 1. It seems easier said than done to just think, yeah, of course, you go to an interview, you sell yourself. That's what they're for. But how unnatural is that? Like, how often do we go in front of people who we barely know and go, this is me, I'm amazing, this is what I've done? It does feel unnatural to a lot of people. But in an interview situation, they are expecting you to sell yourself. But time and time again, people going into an interview, and because they feel a bit uncomfortable about doing that, they don't use, words that sell themselves. They use words that are very generic. They underplay. They sit in like a nervous way. They're afraid of showing who they really are. And as a result, they have kind of failed to leave that lasting positive impression. So selling yourself can present itself in different ways. So it's the words that you choose, it's the examples that you choose, it's the picture that you paint for the interviewers who don't really know you. So it's kind of up to you to bring yourself to life for the benefit of the interviewer. And that comes with confidence, and it comes with being at ease with who you are, what you represent, and what you're happy to showcase. But just remember, an interviewer expects for you to sell yourself. Okay, going on to the third point of what an interviewer is thinking, what they expect, but won't always tell you. And that is, bring your personality. So many people go into an interview, and this kind of links to step number 1 about being authentic, being genuine, not being fake. But your actual personality is your secret weapon in an interview. They want to know who you are. They want to know what it is about you that they should be buying into, and what parts of you is going to lean really well to the job. Now, they would have put in their job description what kind of person they're looking for. So in an interview, it's your opportunity to show it. So if they're looking for somebody who is, a great people person, or they're looking for somebody who has a real eye for detail, somebody who's really organized or methodical, if they're looking for somebody who's great with numbers, who, has a real honest, trustworthy nature, how are you going to show that in an interview? Because so many people focus on, answering the question and forget to answer the question with their personality. And it is actually, as I've said, your secret weapon. So bring your personality, because the interviewer wants to see it. But of course, they're not going to put in the invitation, when you get to interview, can you please just be honest? Don't be fake. Don't hide behind yourself. Please don't underplay yourself. Oh, and bring your personality. They're not going to say that. Okay, number 4, structure. Okay, how many times have you thought or been told that when you go to an interview, particularly if it's going to be a competency-based interview, question kind of interview, that you have to answer by using the STAR technique, where you answer the question saying the situation, the task, the action, and the result? This is such a common myth, and it's my personal bugbear, because I think that it's very damaging. The interviewer does want you to answer the question. So they've spent a lot of time, refining their questions so that they can get the most information from their candidates on the day. And what they're really saying is, when we give you the question, we need for you to answer it. You need to tell us how you've achieved the result, or how you approached this scenario or this example that we want you to give. And, they might say you can use the STAR technique to do that. But actually, they really aren't that bothered about what order or what structure you use to answer the question. They just want you to answer it. So when you go into an interview, you really don't have to answer using the structure of, this was the situation, this was the task, this was the action, that was the result. It doesn't have to be in that order. You can start with the result. You can start with painting a picture. You can start with, taking them to the point where you need them to be, to understand the context of the example that you're about to give. So they're not really bothered about the order of the structure. They just want you to answer the question. And finally, the final thing that you will need, and what the interviewers expect but won't always tell you, is to sell yourself. So by being impressive. So this is similar to selling yourself, but the 5th point is actually to be impressive. Now, being impressive is the thing that's going to leave that stamp. It's the thing that they're going to think back to when they're thinking about all the candidates that they interviewed on the day. Who's the standout one? Who's the one that was head and shoulders above the rest? And that's going to come from being impressive. Now, you can be impressive, as I said before, by selling yourself. But being impressive is also about choosing wisely, choosing your examples wisely. An impressive example is when not just that you did it, but you did it exceptionally well. It's when you manage to invoke a positive emotion where the impact was really profound. So if they've asked you a question like, tell me about a time when you delivered a project, what did you do and how did you know it was successful? Being impressive to answer that question would be to choose an example that absolutely shows you at the top of your potential, where the example was impressive. It had like a 20% increase in revenue, or it attracted new clients, which then generated X% of new business, or the example transformed your team, and as a result you won an award for having best team status, or whatever it may be. It's the example that's going to be impressive, and it's up to you to choose the most impressive examples and information and memories and moments in your career history that's going to pack that all-important punch. Because in an interview, it's not just about answering the question and saying, yeah, I did deliver a project and I delivered the project really well. Because if there's 5 other people that have also delivered projects and they're also explaining how they delivered it well, then it's going to boil down to who had the most impressive example. And you will have so many impressive examples within your career history, but the art of an interview is to pull out the best ones at the best times, which is why you can't overly rehearse everything. This is where it all comes together, and it's how you bring it to life through selling yourself, through your personality, through being genuine, through just having that confidence to show them who you are and what you can do. So there's your 5 things in terms of what the interviewer is thinking and how you can maximize that within your answer. Now, if you would like more of my hints and tips where I take you through this step by step and how it all comes together, it's all within my masterclass, my free masterclass, the Claim the Dream Job That You Deserve masterclass, and the link is within the notes for the video. So I really, really hope that you found this useful in terms of getting into the mindset of an interviewer and just having that different perspective about how to treat an interview. If you've got any interviews coming up, good luck. And if you need any help or support, that is exactly what I'm here for. And if you're not familiar with my technique, the interview story impression technique, then it is absolutely the technique that is like the serious upgrade from the STAR technique. So it does everything that it needs to do in terms of answering the question, but it's going to help you bring your personality, be genuine, and everything that I've talked about. So as I've said, I hope you found this useful, and subscribe or click in the show notes in the link below to find out more. Bye.